June 1st, 2017. It was a brisk spring evening in Akron, Ohio, when a 911 operator took a call. On the other end of the phone was a 9-year-old boy. He said his 1-year-old brother was no longer breathing. It was an overdose, likely opioids. According to the Associated Press, paramedics arrived and immediately gave the boy a dose of Narcan. Luckily, they revived him, but it didn't take long for that luck to run out. The boy, 6 months from his second birthday, passed away at Akron Children's Hospital. The child reportedly consumed pills belonging to his mother, who fled after the overdose. That child might be Ohio's most tragic reminder of the state's opioid epidemic. Overdoses are so common, an Ohio coroner told the Tribune-Review he's running out of room. And what's happening in Ohio is important because it's a microcosm for what's happening all across America. From the streets of Chicago to the lobster industry in Maine, opiates are destroying countless American lives. In 2016 alone, more Americans died of drug overdoses than have ever died from guns, cars, or HIV/AIDS in a single year. Since 2000, the death rate from drug poisoning has skyrocketed, especially among poor, uneducated whites. But why? Why is it, as Nobel laureate Angus Deaton says, 500,000 people are dead who should not be dead? Many experts point to one thing: despair. Automation coupled with the recession was a 1-2 punch middle-aged white America wasn't prepared to take. There's the expectation that new generations will be greater than the last. But as Deaton says, after the productivity slowdown in the early 1970s and with widening income inequality, many of the baby boom generation are the first to find, in midlife, that they will not be better off than their parents. And that leads The Atlantic to conclude without jobs, they may lack the social networks and sense of purpose that have shown to reduce mortality. So in many regards, this despair left middle-aged, uneducated whites susceptible to Big Pharma's relentless push of opiates. Between advertising, overprescribing, and lobbying, the pharmaceutical industry made sure its susceptible market would get a taste of its product. And while Big Pharma has been making billions, America's been paying billions in hospital costs, lost wages, and even funerals. But now Ohio is fighting back. They're suing the largest drug makers in the country, including Purdue, Teva, Johnson & Johnson, Endo, and Allergan. The suit accuses these companies of creating marketing campaigns that misled Americans about the dangers of opioids. Ohio's looking to recover the money the state spent on the drugs through Medicaid and addiction treatment, and the New York Times says this is similar to what states did with the tobacco companies in the 90s. That led to more than $200 billion in settlements. But still, Purdue has made $35 billion on OxyContin alone. So whatever Big Pharma needs to pay, will it be enough to eliminate the future temptation for companies to profit at the expense of America's health and well-being? Unfortunately, we've been here before, and history says profit always wins. And even if the pharmaceutical industries pay a price that hurts, will it ever be enough to replace the lives already lost?